Hello?
Thank you for calling cloud59.ca. If you
Hello?
Hey, Robin.
Hey.
I uploaded I did like a whole page on in an A4 notebook, and I've uploaded it on Dropbox.
Oh, cool.
The like diagrams for your relationship,
Yeah.
like a flowchart kind of thing, and also have a mock-up of potential,
Yeah.
interviews.
That's really... Did you get my message on the thing, like the flash SMS, right?
Yeah, I got messages on my phone. I also got it on Fongo.
Yeah, because I don't think you can reply though on Fongo unless you pay, right?
I can't reply yet.
what do you think about that? Like, I mean, that's Stevens. I don't know, like, because it's like, here, you guys can do this, and here's your message, but you can't. I don't know, like, I think that's, that seems like reasonable, doesn't it?
Pretty gay.
But it's reasonable because it lets you actually receive messages, so it's like, hey, it works, and then it's like fairly pay. I don't know, like I wonder what other sort of paying models there are for that.
You know what my answer is? No idea.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I think I'm kind of excited because like there's something to grab on to.
Yeah, no, that's
like it looks pretty good. Actually, looks pretty fucking good. I think. Like I'm not saying I'm a master designer, but it looks pretty cool.
No, I'll take a look. I mean, I didn't get to send you those things, but I on the YouTube account, the one that goes like the Cloud5 Robin.Cloud59.ca. If you search for the playlist, I put together 2 playlists for you. One is like the actual stuff that's pertinent to building what we're using, and then the other one is like background to it. So the other thing was yeah, so like even to use like a chintzy app that goes like, and maybe distance it from the regular branding by just saying like, it's like a one-off thing, and you have to use the same brand. You can take up shelf space, but just say like, send a flash SMS, and then just so that you can say, put together a project from beginning to end. Because right now, I don't know, like we don't.
Why would you have a SMS app? Who would use it?
It's like somebody is like trying to get a hold of somebody, and then it's just one of those impatient things, right? But it's like you don't have to actually use it. It's just been like as an exercise in building something from beginning to end, building and debugging. Because right now we don't have any experience like building from beginning to end, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I thought, well, I'll take a look at your thingy and then see how, because
That's pretty well supported. Android supports developers pretty well, I think.
The which?
Well, obviously they will do that. I think Google will have pretty good documentation on.
Oh, they have tons of documentation. It was just like too much even. That's kind of the problem. But like that's why I mean, like the more complicated it is, then the more complicated that you're building, then you get this jungle of debugging that it's like never finished. And that's why I was thinking like I wanted to. Pardon?
It's just the front end we designed, but
yeah, because we don't even have a hello world, right? Yeah.
The best part is I think this works without data too. This can work fully without data.
You mean like very small amount of data? You mean? You mean like just for like buying or something like that?
No, I'm just saying like because it's about that like sending calls, but
yeah, yeah, exactly. Because I was just trying this other Cipgo app, and I suspect that what it's doing is it's connecting through a VPN on between the phone and their side, and then connect from their end to whatever you tell it to connect to. I think that's what's going on there. I think that's their shtick about like how they. Pardon it?
you can't have that shit.
I don't know what is that.
Debug it.
I don't know. I'm capturing packets right now even.
Can you trace the packet that you sent? You can trace it, right?
What's that?
No, it's not possible to trace the packet, is it?
Wait, kind of. I mean, like it depends what you mean by trace it.
You can only trace the most recent of those ends if we collide in a way, if we collude, yeah. We can trace the next node from us, but not any.
Well, you don't really need to trace in terms of like the MTR, like the trace route or whatever. I just mean in terms of like what they're doing to the packets, what codecs they're using, and then how they're, because one of those things is that if you put in a tunnel and then you somehow put the QoS so that it doesn't split up, like it doesn't split up the, it puts it in a class of service that gets a higher priority than it will, it's, I don't know exactly what it's doing. In other words, that's why I'm trying to figure out. But I see that there are a connection like to the phone from another IP, and it's sending TLS stuff, so encrypted stuff. So it's like obviously tunneling, and I think that's this is one. But I can't log into Fongo because none of my accounts work, and then it always, I think it's trying to prevent me from making too many accounts. So you'll probably have to capture on your side. But like I turn on the error monitor NG, and then start the monitor mode, and then you turn on both promiscuous and monitor mode on Wireshark, and then that's if you're using Wi-Fi. I mean, because Wi-Fi on both ends is probably easiest to capture. Because if you're using a switch, then it's like you're not guaranteed to get any of the packets if it's not going to you. But it's like if you're using Wi-Fi on your phone and then Wi-Fi on your laptop and you put it in monitor mode, then you'll get everything. So, yeah.
What was the shit?
I don't know. Oh, and I just realized what I restored on KTOR is actually the PBX in a flash. That it's the only remaining what do you call it? Snapshot of the PBX in a flash and it's still working too. So, I mean, I guess this is the one that doesn't seem to terminate calls to extensions. I don't know. I guess I'll find out. I mean, is your extension 474 on now, by the way?
It's on my laptop. It's not on.
Is it connected though?
I mean, it is on, but
The person at extension
Yeah, see, it doesn't ring, does it? See, now it's not.
should ring, though.
Yeah, but I mean, it's using the old server that had problems.
The
Remember?
person at extension
Yeah, see, it's not answering now at all. So it's okay. It's just a temporary thing that I'm just going to grab some stuff off it and then re-image it.
Sure.
Okay, so I'm gonna.
I'll put that into a proper flow chart and a proper wireframe.
Cool. Yeah, no, that's cool. I still haven't found myself any even smoke or anything, so I have to set on that before it gets too late. And I didn't even go, obviously, but I don't know, I'll deal with that another time. Okay, how are your guests doing?
What's that?
Your guests?
Oh, they're sleeping. Jet lag.
That's good then. Okay.
Jet lag going east is pretty bad. It's fun going west.
Yeah.
Going west is fun, but not.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
We're gonna go to Brazilian South Korea tomorrow. Steakhouse.
Can't hear you.
You wanna know?
Oh, I don't know. I couldn't hear you.
No? No. So, you should get excited because, I think there's like something to work on the UI, and I think this will be a pretty useful app. I'm just worried about the pricing model though.
Yeah, I mean, don't read it too much because it's like it's better to have, something that we can complete as opposed to something that's uncompletable, but you have a perfect sort of pricing model. I mean,
Because, like, I don't know, like, how much people value this. I'm sure there are people who value this.
it's a really, well, I guess that's what I mean. It depends if you're going to go by, like, play the numbers game on the app market, which is really, I don't know if that is a good idea because you're going to get so many complaints just for nothing. And as opposed to, like, just distancing yourself, and then, if people that know what they want and are willing to pay a little bit, as opposed to don't make it free, in other words, maybe. Because I think if you make it free, if you make it free, then it's like you automatically are going to get...
What if you think loss leader with advertising?
Well, because remember that it perceptually sets your value, and I already have experience with that, where if you give away stuff, then they value it pretty much at what they paid for it, which is either nothing or little, and then they don't think to use it because they didn't really have very much investment in it.
I'm saying, make a little, like, make the price, obviously charge for it, but maybe a little less than your, sort of...
Remember, you can experiment with it, too. It's not like it's not the end of the world if you, like, change it. Because it's like...
I'm saying it's paid model, it's paid plus advertising, okay? But you can lower the price if you add advertising, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. I wonder exactly what kind of advertising model they have. That's the thing. I'm not very familiar with that, and I guess there's documentation on it. It's just there's so much documentation. That's the problem, right? Huh?
Well, they show the same ads every time. It's just they have a little ad window on it.
Hey, I got a question for you. If I walk over to Walmart, it takes me about 45 minutes, then we can sort of talk then, and I have enough motivation to make it over there. But what time is it? Like, what time do you like? What is your plan like now or soon or whatever? Because like if I get ready and then go out and get a few provisions that I actually need because I'm out. I mean, I can't get anywhere with that right now, but I mean like, you know, in terms of like salad or something like that, you know, just bread and salad or something. I don't know. Then because I got like $20 maybe, so I can get like some things at Walmart. But what time like would you have like an hour that we can sort of go over that stuff? But I'll be walking, but then you know like I can go over stuff on my phone at the same time.
I can go to the library, so I have Wi-Fi there.
Oh.
I don't want to show up the customer.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, because we can do the talking part and then looking up stuff. I haven't had a chance to look, obviously at your Dropbox stuff just yet, but I mean, like, you mean you added it to which Dropbox? The shared part of it?
So I'll talk about a brand-based plan.
Oh, so in other words, it's the shared one then anyway, right? Okay. Yeah. Let me see. Oh, you mean?
Right now, I'm by the River Valley.
Oh, you mean like just 30 minutes ago or 13 minutes ago?
What's that?
13 minutes ago, right?
Oh, 15. Hold on.
Oh, it's on paper, you mean, right?
Oops.
On paper?
What's that?
On paper, you mean?
Hold on. I'll put my hat on. Yeah, I mean, just easy to start it on, because then you can put it into a full checkup later.
Uh-huh.
Know that. I mean, paper is something. You can recognize that, right?
Yeah. Okay, so I guess we could take a look at it and talk while we're walking then, I guess. I'm gonna try to find some stuff like, I don't know where my razor is, and I gotta find my nail clipper stuff. So, you know.
Fridge road.
Hmm?
Your mom buys some stuff.
What's that?
Let your mom, like, load your fridge with stuff.
My what?
Your mother.
Yeah, what about it?
Your mother loaded your fridge.
Yeah, but I brought it all over to Mercedes' place and I gave it all to them while I was there.
Right?
Eh?
Why?
Well, because I don't know. It's
Don't
like,
they need it less than you?
eh?
Why? Why? And they need it less than you do.
Well, I know, but that's me, you know. It's like, you know, I always want to share stuff, so it's like, here you go, guys, because it won't do any good while I'm not here. So. Let me see. But yeah, I'm gonna have to find my razor and then find my nail clipper and stuff like that. So I don't know, like, if I go like half an hour, is that good or?
Yeah, half an hour is good.
Okay. All right. What kind of wireframe do you think there is to, like, well, I guess Android Studio or whatever? How does that work in terms of if you want to translate something into a thing?
What?
Like, how does that work?
What works?
In terms of like, because apparently, like, you know, the regular way that you do Android stuff is. It's not like Visual Basic where you don't make an interface and then it's not event driven where you say like if somebody clicks on this then you do this. But apparently you have to write all the Java code and then with Android Studio though, the new sort of way of doing it, apparently you can do sort of like a visual type of thing which is like more event driven. But then I've downloaded it but I haven't used it yet, so that's why I was wondering maybe that'd be the next thing to look at. And then the next thing to ask Ron too. That would be the next thing. Because if there's something specific that you have, then we don't have to confuse him much. I'm just realizing now, maybe this is exactly kind of where the difference between like if somebody's, you know, if you're working at a vision level, and you don't have something specific, but if somebody is really very technically interested in technically oriented things, then maybe they don't really come with you. You know what I mean? Like it gets kind of lost. Like, remember when you were saying Ron, right?
Yeah.
Well, I think that it was something that, you know, like if he was thinking at a very technical level, then he wasn't really thinking about, like, you know, in terms of understand the market and then how do you reach them and develop a solution Yeah, exactly. But I mean, I haven't really seen it before where it's so much like, difficult. Like, if I'm used to thinking, if I need to get somewhere, how do we get there and then just find a way to get there? Whereas, it's kind of like when we were giving that sort of airy thing, it was kind of like maybe how you were thinking back, when you were here. It's like if you're locked in a certain mode, then it's kind of how would you explain that to yourself now?
Explain what?
Like kind of what I was trying to explain to you. Instead of there's no concrete solution. In fact, the solution is what we're looking for, and then the solution is whatever it needs to be with the variable. Well, that's what I meant. Remember when you were here, you were asking me, what is that man? Like, no, there is not there. It's like whatever it needs to be. And then I think that's why when Ron was... It's because people don't really have anything before they try to... I mean, like, to me, it's kind of like, you have a better fit if you don't already decide what it is that you want to do. Like what? Because it's more like, it's not really about, it's more, I guess I was thinking more, less about about the app and more about like, what is it that because remember like 4 years ago what I had an idea is now pretty much what SendHub seems to be, and Twilio is at a lower level of the same thing, right? So I was thinking like, now we have to sort of reestablish what is it that would fill the same space but has been evolved already, say 4 years ahead. So it's kind of like, pardon?
Wireshark's been around for 5 years, way before even what's his name, Fongo or.
But then see, Fongo I think is more of a is more exactly sort of like progressive in terms of integrating the calling and the SMS, but not really like as far as SendHub. SendHub seems to be like they've actually synthesized something new, which is like the application level. Like Fongo is really just offering you the services that these basic services are. Like you can call, you can text, and that's it. But SendHub seems to be like, here's the basic functionality. You can call, you can text, but we're going to help you to integrate that into a workflow into improving your workflow. Right? It's like a way of say bringing your contacts or not organizing your contacts, but they say, so here are some new uses of this new, like in other words, bringing together the basic functionality into an application or into an application suite or an application for these functions, right? Did you know, like, how do you think about like that? Because like that's where I say would add value, right? Because Fongo would be like, just here's the functionality, you can call, you can text, and here it is, right? And I think that's the first step. That if we can't even create like an app that does that, then we don't move on anyway. But it's like for Fongo, the difference between Fongo and SendHub, you notice right away, is that say SendHub, you got say like SendHub can all be done say with Twilio, and you don't even need your own server really. You just need your own server for like the coordinating them, the API calls and stuff like that, right? So in other words, like a web server. And then so with Fongo, for example, it doesn't really tell you how can you use this to work better. But say with SendHub, then it seems to be like, what are some common work activities, and then tries to like integrate the basic functionality into to bring up you think you would work better or something like that. I don't know, like, how did you? I don't know if you had much time to take a look, but like, what do you think? You know, like, is a low level or medium level, I say. The level like best are maybe Tropo, because Tropo doesn't really like basically you can get a number and you can get the direct text. You can send a direct text. These are medium level, I'd say. Voxio, I think, is a low level thing, and it's a very complicated, very intimidating thing. Voxio would be like a lower level than Tropo or Twilio, which would be good to, like, say, if you want to reach developers to put together something like a Twilio, but make it more flexible, or something that is like, you know, as easy to use, but allows you to access lower level functionality or low level, say, media streams. Or I think one of the better things is that because if you're not based in the U.S., then you're not restricted to say like sender ID and caller ID, which they're very anal about. I think because that restricts you in a lot of ways. Like if you want to work away from your office, then you want to be able to say, you know, call and not necessarily be where your caller ID indicates that you are, but to pass it through so that, you know, you can operate somewhere else and then virtually be where you think where you want to be, right? And that pardon? Well, it depends on, like I was saying, that it depends on what your market is. I mean, I guess, like, if you're the clever, the condom number, then you don't really care because you don't need to be seen as where you come from. But I mean,
it's the same thing though. It is the same product. It's just offered branded, rebranded.
Yeah, but then I was thinking, like, say the synthesis of a condom number thing, a condom number application would be what then? That would be like, how would you synthesize that into a new sort of presence model? Because remember what I was trying to hope to eventually over time head towards was, say, unifying, say, at present we still identify with, say, a phone number. And sure, like, I don't know if that's, you know, where we'll end up, but right now that's what people know, and it seems to be that, you know, because everything can be aligned with it, then
on an application level, it's already been abstracted because of things like Google Contacts, where it's more just different numbers into one. It's still not perfect, but, you know.
How much do you think people use, let's say, like Google Contact because of Android, say, being based on that in the phone? Like, do you have the same thing that it has in my phone, which is like a big mess of multiple contacts with the same people and all this?
You have to be more so.
Yeah, but I mean, that's a lot of work to do manually, right? Especially if you've accumulated like thousands of them over the years.
Yeah, so just you can do it semi-automatically.
Yeah, and then what about cleaning up, say, old ones?
Yeah, you can also do Google.com/contact contact.
Does that do it for you?
Yeah.
So, do you think that people operate, say, because normally people don't remember numbers other than, and they might not know their own, they just know what numbers they commonly call, and that's about it, right? Because they use speed dial a lot, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So what about, like, transmit, no, I guess, I guess we have to say, are there any APIs, like, in Android and iPhone that let you, say, access what their contact list, but then, say, to translate that contact list so that when you call them up with whatever number you want to, then you can call from your contact list. That's like one step further, but I guess it's still basic, right? Oh, yeah, because I guess the basic thing for condom numbers is that you gotta provide some sort of functionality, so they put a tag on their contact, so it's like, call them with this number, right?
Yeah, you can do that, but I was thinking, like, to keep that to the app, so people, certainly, you have to have a little firewall between your condom numbers and your real numbers. So I think people recognize that. People will recognize that. Because they do everything through the app only, right?
So you're saying calling to
your regular contact.
So like when somebody calls, aside from like passing through their caller ID, since the caller ID is very limited in terms of functionality, then you mean like texting them, they called this number, this is your whatever group of contact, just so you know, like what to do with the call, or answer it or not, or what?
Like, let's phone call, which comes from 559, because it's a contact number, right? It's a contact call.
Uh-huh.
And, I mean, you have the app show that this number is calling to this number, which is called Jack. Let's say somebody created a number just for Jack.
Be your friend, your family or friend or whatever.
No. I mean, whatever. It's an unknown guy. Let's say this is your telemarketer number, okay?
Yeah.
Like,
So you sign up for stuff with.
Yeah, no, whatever. Like, like the contact number is called. You named it telemarketer. You're giving it out to telemarketers.
Mm-hmm.
So you actually know who you gave it out to. How they got your number. But yeah. I mean, that's all. It's pretty much.
So like integrating it into the thing so that when you fill out forms, that it'll say, do you want to use this number?
I don't know what you mean for that.
You know, like when you sign up for stuff, or
Yeah. I mean, no, just give that number. Yeah. Created it.
Anyways, yeah.
People will start doing is they'll create a so-called. I mean, only people will do it, right? Is they'll start creating like a work number, just so they look better on their CV.
Yeah.
They create a landline number that you can
Yeah.
right? And then you can open the same place, but it's all like in one place. So,
Yeah, that's what I mean. So it would be like sending a preparatory text message so that you know that so you can look up, say that number, say do a quick Google curl or whatever, and then say that this number is from this business, or in other words, there's already the API to do that in pre-PBX, which is
no, that's what I'm talking about. That's not what I meant, though.
I was thinking about a different track of the work thing that you were saying, because I was trying to think of in terms of how to prepare people from like what the number is without because like the cell phone thing, you have caller ID of just a number, right? And so I was thinking that you can actually send them more than that. You can send them like, if it's one of those collection agency numbers or something like that, you can say like this number is associated with collection agency, whatever you want to say.
Huh? You don't want to create a cancel. That's gonna mess things up. You can actually you get money by creating like separate apps, limited funds, like each app manages one of the apps.
Yeah. Yeah, so one of them would be like, actually, you could probably do like a caller ID thing already. It says like when your phone gets a call, it triggers like an API call to look up, say like, what do we know about this number, and then it texts you back or something. A link about.
I see that there's already apps like that, and
Oh, there are really? I don't know.
I mean, people are gonna have. They're not gonna wait for maybe Flash SMS. Yeah, Flash SMS to do that.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot. Thanks. I didn't even think of that.
Okay, next one.
Somehow did not even think of that. Yeah, because it's got to show up like before you, so you don't have to click on something so that you see it right away before you answer it. The what? I'm not sure what. I'm not sure what you're referring to, because you cut out a bit, so I. The what? The what? Jack of all trades?